if you're offended, woman also. The love of man and woman tempers the injustice, the sin that has been existent in what those souls in purgatory have left behind. That's sin. So the love of man is now tempering the injustice of man. How do we pray for the souls in purgatory? Why can we pray for the souls in purgatory? Because of the union that we have with the church. The union with the church. We are one with the church. And therefore, we read in the book of Maccabees, chapter 2, 2 Maccabees, chapter 12. 2 Maccabees, chapter 12 speaks about Judas Maccabees. This is from verse 39 to 45. Judas Maccabees, they've gone for war. After the war is over, there are many of their fellow soldiers who have fallen dead. They go and search, and they're taking their dead. And underneath, when they start lifting their blankets, they start seeing amulets that have been offered to other gods. And they realize that a great sin has been committed. What does Judas Maccabees do? The word tells us that Judas Maccabees tells the people in verse 43, 2 Maccabees chapter 12, verse 43, he took up a collection man by man to the amount of 2,000 silver coins, a sin offering that was given, and sent it to Jerusalem to offer it as a sin offering. It was given as an offering for the dead. An offering that was given for the dead. Prayers were made for the dead. Today we pray for the souls in purgatory. Why? Because of our union with the church. All the souls in purgatory were in union with the church. They were not people, the souls in purgatory are not people who have rejected God outright. The souls in purgatory are the souls that are undergoing the temporal punishments for their venial sins. And so they are one with the church. So the connection we have to the dead is through the union we have with the church. The church here is the militant church. The church in heaven is the triumphant church. And therefore the saints in heaven, how do we have communion with the saints in heaven? We're the one church. So the church will always have the union with the dead because the church on earth and the church in heaven are connected. It's one. The church is always one. And therefore, when we pray for the dead, we are praying as one church because the church is making their journey together. Cardinal Ratzinger would speak about this and speak about the levels in which the soul is getting purified. Each level in which the soul is getting purified. With each prayer, the church is journeying with the soul towards that purification. So the church doesn't leave any soul by itself to fend for itself. Every cry of the soul in purgatory is responded to by the church, by you and I. That is the church. That is why every time we pray, every time we offer a mass, every time we do a good act, we are actually responding, and we offer it up for the souls in purgatory. We are responding to the needs of the soul in purgatory that's looking forward to its union in God. And that is why we pray along with the church. When we celebrate the sacrifice here, are you celebrating the sacrifice only over here? No. The church doesn't celebrate the sacrifice only over here. When we celebrate the sacrifice here, the church is celebrating the sacrifice along with the Holy Church all over the world. Wherever the celebration of the sacrifice of the Eucharist is happening, it is happening as one. So the church is celebrating it all together. So every prayer you offer, every mass you offer, every act of charity you do, directed towards the soul in purgatory, is helping souls reach their union with God. That is our responsibility. That is the church's responsibility. So you cannot forget. We cannot forget the souls in purgatory. We cannot just remember our loved ones in purgatory. Are only your loved ones the church of God? No. As much as your loved ones are the church of God, even the ones you don't know are the church of God. Just look at the live streaming that we have. We have people from different countries. The last time I checked, nearly 50 countries. From 50 different countries, people were tuning in for the Mass. All from different places. We've not seen each other, different cultures, but still we call ourselves one church. For all the souls in purgatory, therefore, the responsibility for us to pray for the souls in purgatory, not only for your loved ones. And that is why I told on the day we had the All Souls Day, I said one of the major prayers we always get, mass intentions we always get, is for the souls in purgatory. Not just for my loved one, my mother, my father. Apart from that, also for all souls in purgatory. Because we as a church together are praying. We are responsible to pray for all the souls in purgatory. Every day in your house, you should pray for the souls in purgatory. Every day. At one point, I know at the end of the rosary, especially in Kerala, at the end of the rosary, there would be this prayer for the souls in purgatory. Oh gosh, that was so painful. Because you're sitting through this rosary, first of all. When you're young and you're really doing it, you're waiting, when will this get over? And then suddenly they will say this prayer for the souls in purgatory. And when we had an aunt who used to say it, she used to say it 5 times. And in Malayalam, it's longer actually. In English, it's a very short one. In Malayalam, it's actually the first verse is long and the response is long. And then it'll be five of them. And I think, oh gosh, how terrible, isn't it? How terrible it is that we think that this responsibility is not ours. It is ours. It's our church there. It's our people there. It's our brother, our sister there. Irrespective of if they were from our own family or no. If there are people across the world who can look and say, oh, Father Michael, we like being a part of your Mass. If I mean something to them over a silly camera, how much more the souls that have all come from God, a creation that has all come from God, you, all come from God together. That union that we had with God when we were created, now this brother, this sister of mine is mine. They're not somebody else's mother. They're not somebody else's father. They're not somebody else's child. They are mine. When Jesus says that, when Peter asks him, what will we get? He said, you will get 100-fold. You will get 100-fold. I have many children. I have many children. Because you have children. And your children and all the souls in purgatory and every soul now is actually, they are part of my family. I cannot think that this is not my responsibility. And that is why it's very important for us to understand the responsibility we have towards all the souls in purgatory. Every day in your family, make that prayer. For the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. I don't know if it's there in English. I know in Malayalam there is Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory be also after that. That's 5 times. That's halfway through another decade of the rosary. It would happen every family because we have a responsibility towards the souls in purgatory. When we think of them, one thing we need to change is we need to change that attitude of the fear of purgatory, because in purgatory, it's filled with the love of God. A purifying process is happening. Your loved ones, your fellow brothers, your fellow sisters are getting purified. The destination is sure. The destination is Christ. It is just how and when they're going to get there. How much will we give a hand for them to get there? How much does it matter to us that they get there soon? For them, there's supposed to be the purifying process. It is a painful process. The purification is a painful process. But why doesn't it pain them? Why are they not in pain in the situation of purgatory? Because they are being purified by the love of God. When they are being purified by the love of God, the pain that they are going through in the purification process suddenly is negligible. Because the love of God is now covering them. I remember one of my classmates who used to go to the hospital and had to have injections after he was bit by a dog. They were not sure if here, I don't know how many. In India, it is 21 injections for the rabies injection. 21 injections right near the navel. And earlier it used to be this very, very long needle that they used to push in. And we used to ask him, how do you get through it? You don't know what he said? He said, the nurse who gives me the injection is very pretty. Terrible thing to say during this service. Oh, the love of God is so beautiful. The love of God is so amazing that the purifying process they are going through and the pain of that purification does not come anywhere close. So your loved ones are not in pain. Your loved ones are being covered and purified in the purifying fire of the love of Christ. Don't sit and be in agony and be sad and think maybe they are suffering in purgatory. Get rid of that attitude. I've had people who have told me, I hope this is my purgatory because I'm suffering now. So you already thought, it's going to be a suffering place and it's terrible. I hope this is my purgatory. Stop saying that. I hope this is my purgatory. Here we are not filled with that blazing love of Jesus. In purgatory, you're filled with that blazing love of Christ. When you're filled with the blazing love of Christ, nothing else matters. You're in the anticipation of that union with God. My sister came last year, December, or around this time. I'm homesick now. So when she came, first time she and her daughter came here, and I couldn't go to the airport because I had to be here for that Saturday evening mass. And so I had to send friends to pick them up. Now I knew, and I was so excited they were coming. My sister and me are very close. And I was so excited that they were coming, and I'm waiting over here I know that when they've left the airport there, she's messaged me. In transit, she's messaged me. I know she's coming. And I couldn't go to receive her. I wanted to be there, to be that first person to give her that hug. I always see that in the airports over here. You'll come holding that balloon and welcome back, and those flowers and everything, everyone's holding it. I've also desired, I can also hold something, but I can't do it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry around the place. The only person I could have given that major hug to was my sister. I couldn't even go for it because I was at mass over here. So I'm waiting over here, and that whole night before, I barely slept. I was so excited. She's coming. The whole moment. And every time I was here, I was in pain that I couldn't be there, but I'm still in that anticipation. I know that she's coming. It's that kind of an anticipation. Just place yourself in one of those pictures of yourself. You're waiting, and that's what the souls in purgatory are waiting with that excitement. We will find our union. Their greatest pain is that they are not in union with God. That is their greatest pain. That is the pain in purgatory. That they are not in union with God. And their greatest joy is that they are covered with the love of God that's going to embrace them into himself. That love will melt them and fit them right in. And that's what we pray for.